Steve Sarkisian now joins us from New Orleans as Texas gets set to take on Washington. So, Sark, we'll talk plenty of football. What's the outfit going to be tonight going into the Superdome? Big game, New Orleans. I mean, you got to bring it tonight, right?
Well, you know, the little bit of a New Orleans feel to it, a little bit of a Saint feel to it. So hopefully it turns out okay.
When you think about this game tonight and the development that Quinn Ewers has had, and several people around the program have talked about the way he's invested in his teammates at a way he hadn't done previously, how has that helped this entire team develop?
Well, I think it's been big. You know, I think one thing that Quinn has done is try to, you know, again, develop his overall game, his own body composition, his understanding of the offense, his rapport with his teammates. And that just comes with confidence. That comes with experience. And I think that the players really appreciated that. They needed that quarterback. They needed that leader to step up for us to take the next step as a program. And I think the guys have really rallied behind him.
Hey, Sark, in the NFL, you always hear about teams that ended up winning a Super Bowl. They look back at a certain game that was a loss, and they use that to almost recalibrate and get themselves right, use it as motivation to go on to have a great year. College football, sometimes you don't have that luxury. You guys had that setback at the Cotton Bowl. What did you guys learn from that, and how did that turn your season into where you are right now?
Well, I think when you look back at that game, first of all, Oklahoma played a heck of a game. We did not play very good in the game. You know, we had turned the ball over. We really did not. We didn't score the football in the red area in that game very well at all. We had a turnover in the red area. We got stopped on the 1-yard line. And so when things started to add up, you look at the stats after the game. Sure, we had nearly 500 yards or whatever it was. But we didn't take advantage of the opportunities that we had. We didn't protect the ball very well. And then we gave up yards and points at the end of the game at the most critical moments. And so inevitably, I think we knew we were better than we played that day. And then it was just kind of getting back to the basics. How are we going to execute in those critical moments? How are we going to take care of the ball better, but yet still create turnovers on our end defensively?
Coach, we watched a segment earlier about your open heart surgery in 2020, 3 weeks before training camp, and you didn't miss a practice. So I want to let you know you're a dog, and I appreciate everything about you. And we also were reminded of how great of an offensive mastermind you are. Let's talk about the defense a little bit here, though, because the team that you're playing against is stacked, loaded with weapons. A lot of people are saying this could be a shootout. How has the mindset gone into this game, taking on Penix and the boys of Washington's offense?
Well, I think, again, there were some things that we could take away from last year's ball game. You know, knowing the personnel and having played against them, naturally, Coach DeBoer and his staff are going to have a great scheme for us. We have to play a complete football game, and I think that's something that we've done as a team. We feel like we're a very complete team. We feel like we're a really versatile team. We can win a lot of different ways, but the line of scrimmage is very important to us. Try to make them as one-dimensional as we can. Try to limit the run game. Again, trying to minimize the explosives and make them earn it, make Penix and those wideouts earn it. Try to keep the ball in front, make them make competitive and tough catches, and then play really good in the critical situations, whether it's third down and fourth down, whether it's in the red area, low red, whatever that may be. But we've got to make them earn it. You know, when they get rolling, they start getting yards and chunks. That's when things can start going sideways on you in a hurry.
Coach, thanks for doing this. I've been looking at your defense, especially your defensive tackles, Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy. And what has really impressed me is that you used them goal line offense. How did that come about? You talking about guys 365 pounds, playing tight end, playing fullback. Did they come to you and ask you if they can play offense? Like, how did that whole thing come about, Coach?
You know, I've been doing that now for a little bit of time. I think there's something about the morale of the team when you can start to combine the defensive linemen playing with the offensive linemen. You know, those guys get so competitive in training camp and they've got great wars and battles. All of a sudden, you put them out there on the field together and they're trying to score together and ultimately you score. I think it's just great for team morale, and it's a great way to celebrate those guys for the work that they've put into the program over the last 3 years. And there's been some great moments the last couple of years of using defensive linemen on goal line, but none probably better than this year, most notably, you know, in our last ball game with Sweat catching a touchdown and striking the Heisman pose for everybody.
Coach, so now you guys are 9 hours.
That was for you, Des. That was for you, by the way.
Man, I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Coach, what happens for you guys? You're about 9 and some change away from game time. From now, after having a great time speaking to us, what's next for you guys, and what do you do between now and time to just kick it off?
Yeah, I mean, I think we try to break up the day a little bit. I'm gonna leave here with you guys and go into a quarterback meeting, final quarterback meeting. We'll circle back up just after lunch and do some quick special teams, offense, defensive meetings. We'll do a kind of a physical activation deal here in the hotel to kind of start our engines a little bit, and then we'll come back for chapel and mass, a pregame meal, final walkthrough, and get on the buses and head over to the Dome.
And it'll be time to go. Looking forward to that game tonight, Sark. Thanks a lot for being with us. We wish you well, and congratulations on Texas' first college football playoff appearance.
Appreciate you guys. Everything you guys do for college football, it's amazing, man. Hook 'em. See ya.
Pleased to be joined by the Washington head coach, Kalen DeBoer. Kalen, congratulations on a great season, Pac-12 championship before you guys move off to the Big Ten. You've won so many close games. You've had a lot of injuries this year you've been able to overcome. What have you done during this off time to give the players a chance to sort of refresh, reset, and be ready for this game tonight against the Longhorns?
Yeah, we probably were the most fresh we've been all year in the Pac-12 championship, and you know, this break has certainly been helpful. The guys, I think, balancing just getting mentally fresh and physically fresh with the time you have now. So there's certainly a time period where we gave guys some time away. But the last 12 days or so, you know, we've had a good routine, and especially since we've been here, it feels like more of a game week.
Coach, DeBoer I see, DeBoer I like. You know what I'm saying. Now, some people fell asleep in the middle of your Pac-12 championship game whenever things started going a certain direction, and they must have forgot that all season your team has been able to win in so many different ways. How do you think all the calluses from this season pay off for you this evening, and do you think the boys remember that season so long ago already?
Yeah, I think it just has given us a trust and belief that no matter what comes our way, one side of the ball or one position group, you know, we're going to find a way to come through and get it done. And, you know, it's a true team. And we play team football. We pride ourselves on that, getting the stops we need and scoring in the big moments, and, you know, even special teams coming through when they need to. So there's just a lot of trust and belief because we've been through the fire, I guess, is a good way to put it, so many times throughout this year.
Hey, Coach, I'd like to ask you about everybody I've talked to when they get ready for this. They talk about the long layoff, and they talk about tackling. And there's so much going on off the field, and you got to obviously get your team ready. What's your philosophy when it comes to tackling? Some people like to thud up. Some people do some live stuff. What's your feeling on that? Because that'll be a big aspect for all four teams playing today.
Yeah, the challenge is to just do a great job when you do the drill work and pick up the intensity and make it as game-like as possible. And then when you're in those team sessions and we go thud period, we're obviously here to protect each other, and our guys do a pretty good job of that. We didn't do a lot of really taking guys to the ground throughout the last couple weeks, but our guys, I think, you know, maybe a snap or two into it, and I think we'll all come back. But we've put a lot of intensity into making sure, you know, we're staying sharp in the tackling area.
Coach, there's a lot of talk about both teams' offenses, how both teams are explosive on offense and great defense. But I want to focus on special teams. The special teams group that you guys bring to the table, how do you keep this group sharp after 4 weeks off and making sure that they're on point in a game like this? Because special teams, field position can be a determining factor in the outcome of this game.
Amen, Des.
Yeah, I think just throughout the time here, you know, the kicking game, our guys continue to work, and you know, it's a thing where we take a lot of pride in it, and so each and every day when we take those reps, our guys are giving full effort. The kickoff team has been stellar all year long. I think our punt team and our coverage, a lot of drill work again, just trying to stay sharp with our rules and responsibilities.
Kalen, a lot of your players, most notably Braylon Trice, irritated that you're perceived as an underdog. Now, I understand that as a team, you guys went to see the new movie, The Boys in the Boat. The underdog message, the pulling together, what did you pull out of that you can use as a message for your team tonight against Texas?
Yeah, it's a great movie, first of all, if people out there haven't seen it. We got a chance to get a preview before it came out, and it was a great message, just being underdogs. And we've been in that underdog role here the latter half of the season a few times. And we take a lot of pride in just being dogs and going out there and continue to show everyone in the country what we're all about. But that movie had a lot of pieces that kind of fit the story and the journey that we've been on this year.
I think the most encouraging thing I can say to you, Kalen, is don't start punting now on 4th and 1 from your own 29.
You're all right. You can punt.
Don't start now.
Punt's good.
Just reach in that goal line package and find a play that's going to get you about 30. Hey, we wish you luck tonight. Look forward to seeing your team play in the playoff. Well-deserved, remarkable job. Kalen DeBoer, the head coach of Washington.
Give me something.